Hello, hello everybody. Give me just a second, my camera's acting crazy. Hope you guys can see and hear okay. I feel like I look fluorescent, sorry about my hand there. And while people are logging in, let me kind of adjust our lighting a little bit. And I'm going to log in so I can see your comments on my Mac. Hopefully everybody's doing great. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, huh? A little scary. It's like next week. So I apologize in advance for any mess that you may see. I'm really trying to get organized and have everything out here. But then I like last minute think of something and then I'm like, oh great. I want to see if I can join from both my phone and my laptop, because I want to see your comments. Let me see if I can see both. Turn off the sound on my laptop. Give me a second, everybody. I certainly can't see the comments on my phone yet, so. Okay, so today, while this is coming up here, whoa, I feel like this light is too strong. Today we're going to go over the pigments. Whoa, that's worse. We're going to go over the new set, show you guys the beautiful colors. Obviously there's already some great videos out there, and hopefully we can do a live pour. I'm trying to figure out how to see on here. Oh, I can see your comments. Hi, Saskia. Maybe I can just see it on my phone, so if I squint, sorry in advance, it's because I'm old and I'm looking right at it. So, let me grab my other thing of Polypore, because this one is almost empty, just in case I have to dilute. Hey, Deb. Okay, we're going to record it either way. Deb said she may not be able to stay for the whole thing. So we'll give everybody a chance to join, and then we'll kind of get started. So I want to go over the pretty colors with you guys, and I have my pool in here. I'm going to put you guys down in a minute, but I'm just warning you that it's very messy, the little spinning pool. So I don't feel like my laptop is adding any value, so I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to charge my phone so it doesn't die while we're meeting. And so, yikes, I'm dropping things. So hopefully we'll be able to have a more successful live than the last time when I forgot to use my tripod, because that didn't work out too well. I was talking with Erica today and trying to figure out a way to maybe do the next live on YouTube so that people can share it and join if they're not part of the group yet. I'm trying to figure out the right way to do that. So, oh, you're welcome, Deb. She said thanks for recording. So I think, and this is where I'm maybe a little bit not tech savvy, I think that people can join a live stream on YouTube. Stop that. Sorry, my dog is scratching. Even if they're not a subscriber, that was my concern is if we went live on YouTube, would they have to be a subscriber to see it? So if not, then that might be a great solution. So then people can join even if they're not part of the group, and then maybe be part of the group later, because the goal is really to help people use color art and answer the questions that they have about color art. So with that said, so I wanted to just cover what is kind of different about the putting on the glitz versus the regular primary elements, especially because some of you might be new to using primary elements and might want to know what all the hype is about the semi-opaque. Everybody can see it on YouTube? Okay, the next time I think that's what we'll do. I thought about Zoom. People who watch this replay are going to be like, what is she talking about? So Saskia said that everybody can see it on YouTube, so that's a good idea. I think that's what we're going to do next time, and I'll probably try to pull maybe sections of the live and put them on YouTube as a replay, I guess. Just because I personally like to watch Facebook lives, but I prefer YouTube playbacks because then I can pause it and hold my place and all that. So, like for instance, Deb said she can't be here for the whole live. If she went back to replay it, she could pause it in the middle of somewhere and it'll hold your place. That's why I like it. I also save everything so I can refer back to it. So if there was something that we covered and somebody wanted to look at it again, then YouTube's a good solution, because then they could save it to a playlist like color art tips or whatever, and then if they encounter a question, they can go find it. So that's one of the reasons I like that. But I didn't want to spring it on you guys and change it midday. So my dog's over here like staring at me. Zoom can be great for lives because people can interact and they can share their, we can like see their faces and they can ask questions, and that might be good. It's just sometimes there's a lot of technical difficulties with Zoom, and so that can also be a deterrent for a lot of people who aren't used to it. So I was trying to think of the best. I do too, Deb. I pay for premium too. Deb said she pays for YouTube Premium so she doesn't have to watch ads. We do that as well. So, so anyway, I personally think YouTube might be a better forum for next time. So just be patient with me as we're kind of getting used to this. At first, I didn't really want to do that because it would be on my YouTube and not on Leslie's. But if it's going to get more potential traffic and more people who will be able to attend and be made aware of it, then that might be a good thing. And then people can share it in their individual paint pouring groups if they want to. And we can also share it in the other color art group, because there's two color art groups. There's this one and the other one. So I think that might be what we do next time, just to make it easier. So just know we're kind of a work in progress. I was trying to research how you could go live on both at the same time. And I know that there is a way to do it, and it's usually a service that you use. And since this is Leslie's account, I don't really want to do that until I know enough about the security of it and all that stuff. And plus it was a little bit over my head. I have to digest a little bit. So anyway, so just to cut right to the chase. So we're going to talk about the new Putting on the Glitz line. They are still primary elements pigments. One thing to know that's a little bit different about a primary elements pigment versus just a paint pigment is, I can't speak for all of them, but some paint pigments are just mica pigments. Sorry, my phone alert is on. Or just mica pigments, and some of them are mica pigments with color. So color art definitely has some mica in there, but there's also paint pigment in there too. So that's why when Leslie describes them being a dry paint system, they're really the ingredients to make your own paint. So it's really important when you start using a pigment line like color art that you know that it's intended to work a certain way. And if you try to make it fit in to something that doesn't work for color art, you're gonna see impacts on your results. For example, a lot of people try to use primary elements with Floetrol and stuff, and that's not really what they're designed for. And that's not going to get you the same result that you're looking for. I feel like this light is making me look like a ghost. But when you mix them the way they're intended to be mixed, you get a lot better results. The primary questions that I see around how to use primary elements is how to use them in blooms, which I think they're super easy to use in blooms. So we're going to try to cover that as often as we meet. Also, Colourarte team has an Instagram called Colourarte Blooms. So please follow us if you're on Instagram, and please hashtag us with Colourarte Blooms. So we will share your pictures and give you credit, and also share your beautiful blooms with other people. Thank you, Saskia. So if you share those beautiful blooms with other people, it gives them color inspiration too. I know for me personally, when I see someone use various pigments that I would not have thought to use together, I'm like, oh wow. And like I have a whole playlist on YouTube called Try This, you know? So if I see something that somebody did and I wouldn't have done that before, I might try it and see what it looks like and see how that works out for me. So we're all still learning, and I think the inspiration from one another is awesome. And so we want to see your beautiful blooms, so please tag us. And then I will periodically go and search the hashtag and share your beautiful artwork. And, you know, we're going to grow our Instagram, and so hopefully that'll also get you some traffic on your Instagram as well. As an artist, Instagram is a much more successful way to share your art than Facebook. Facebook is successful if you share within niche groups like paint pouring groups, because there's other people who are interested in what you're doing. But a Facebook business page is not going to gain the same traction as an Instagram page will. So just from me to you, I can share the same content on Instagram and Facebook and have thousands more people pay attention to Instagram. It's just a much more artist-friendly, picture-friendly forum. So that's why we want to also promote you as an artist if you have an Instagram page. So if you tag us and we share your post, we're also going to tag you in the post and try to drive traffic to your Instagram. So like share your beauty with us, and we'll share your beauty with the world. That's kind of the idea. I do hope to create something like that for the resin art for Instagram as well, so that there can be a place where we're kind of constantly sharing people's work where they use the Colourarte products. I think that's a great way for people to see the product in action. I can tell you, I used to search hours and hours of YouTube videos before I would complete my Colourarte order so I could see how people use their paint and like, what do they use it with? What does it actually look like mixed up? Same thing with resin art. I think one night my husband and I were watching TV and I had an earbud in and I was watching everything I could find on the resin line before I placed an order, because I wanted to know how to narrow it down, you know, because I love color art obviously a lot. So primary elements are, by nature, they are translucent. So a lot of people make comments about primary elements like, oh, they fade, or they dry different. They don't fade, they're translucent. So they're not an opaque paint. So it would be like if I use an Amsterdam greenish blue over a white surface. Amsterdam greenish blue is somewhat transparent, so it's not opaque. The color will stretch out over what it's on top of, and it's not going to look as deep and rich as when I put it down on the painting if I spin it out on a spinner all over this white paint. So that's similarly how primary elements work. They're intended to work that way because they will pick up all of the color around them, and they will pick up the colors will show through, like in a bloom. They're great because the colors will show through, and you'll be able to see the colors underneath. You'll be able to see the colors around them. They create this beautiful effect using kind of the light and the color. So it's a great effect. You can also have kind of a glazing effect with primary elements where, and I've done some examples for you guys on YouTube where I will only use primary elements on purpose to create kind of this glazy, lacy looking opal almost look, where I don't want a super rich saturated color. So that's just a common misnomer. Pigments have their own learning curve like everything else. And so that's what sometimes people get confused about. If you're using an opaque or semi-opaque like mica pigment, it's not going to have the same effect because it has a different transparency. So the new Putting on the Glitz line is semi-opaque. These are the first ones that, to my knowledge, that Leslie has released that are semi-opaque, which is super cool. The Prism Pour, the paint line, is also semi-opaque. So you'll notice if you use like the Hot Orchid or the Egyptian Coin, that those colors have a little bit more opacity. And those you can also use right out of the jar in your blooms. You might need to thin them down a little bit with a little varnish or something, but they work great. But this is going to be kind of a game changer because now we're going to have the best of both worlds. The translucent, like light refracting, really complementary colors and opaque colors. So, well, semi-opaque colors. So some people like to add tube paint to their primary elements to give them some opacity. You can do that. Just know it's going to change the color a little bit. You're going to lose a little bit of your iridescence in there. So like I know Pernal, for example, if he only uses primary elements, he puts a dot of tube paint maybe in his base color. So I've done that before. I don't do it often, but just know that how you layer your paints and all that is really important. We covered that a little bit in the first live, so I won't belabor that, but I know we have some people who are new to the group. That's why we have the group, is so that you guys have a safe place to ask questions. If you notice, I'm constantly trying to share beautiful pieces that other people are doing using Colourarte, so you can kind of see how they do it. For me, in blooms and stuff, layering has always been really helpful. I'm not super methodical about it. Some people really are. But I always kind of layer some colors that have a little bit more opacity in the regular primary elements. But with the new pigments, they are semi-opaque. So you can mix in your semi-opaque with your regular primary elements. You can still layer in tube paint. Some people have asked me if you can use them with Shelley's pigments, the TLP. Absolutely. I've seen some beautiful blooms where people have used TLP and primary elements, like really beautiful. So they can play well together. There's no reason why people can't use all the beautiful sparklies. So that's kind of why we wanted to meet today. I want to show you the colors. I want to try to do a couple of pours with you, even if it's on a tile, and see how they turn out. I know when you guys are like watching, for some reason, it's like I have like the worst blooms ever, but I'm just going to work through that. So I'm going to put the camera down and we will cover it. I do want to say Polypore, the one with the purple label, is bloom ready. So this is, you can mix your pigments right into Polypore and use this as a bloom base. You can also thin it down if you need to use other kinds of techniques, but it already has varnish in it. The old formula that does not have the violet label is not the same, and it's thinner. It's still good, but it's not the right consistency for blooms necessarily. So just FYI. What I did with some of these, because I couldn't wait to see the colors, is I mixed a little bit of Polypore and into some condiment cups like these, and just mix up the color. And I always put a dot of the mixed up color on the lid. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, because that in the container might look very different than what's on the top. So that just helps me know if I go and pick out of all the colors I have, what's gonna look like what I want it to in the pour. So that's very helpful. But you can also use this if your consistency of your bloom pouring medium isn't quite right. You can use this as well. So I have actually thinned down my pouring medium when it's too thick using the bloom, because I'm still, or using the Polypore, because I'm still trying to get my ratios right, because I use the Bare 8300 that you can get at Home Depot, and it's very good. It's a very good substitute for the Sherwin-Williams that you can't buy anymore. Hi Erica, I'm glad you could join. But it's very thick. So the Bare, if you're ever looking for a good one, and people ask all the time in all of the groups, the Bare 8300, I would go get it for you, but it's over there. It's a red and white container. Don't buy the flat one. 8300 is what you want. It's very, very good. It's not diluted with white like a bunch of them are, but it's very thick. So trying to find the right, I go through a ton of Jo Sonja when I just mix it now. Jody put out a video where she does 1 part Jo Sonja gloss varnish, which if you're in the US, I buy mine at Blick. I like it better than polyacrylic for all the people who ask the questions, but they all work. So, you know, you don't have to be like a varnish snob or anything. I do like it a little better. But she does 1 part of this, 2 parts of the Bear, and 1 part Glidden Base C semi-gloss, I think. And that's how she deals with the thickness, and she's getting some great results. So I bought the Base C. I'm going to try it. I didn't have time to mix it up before, or we would try it together. But the other thing we see a lot of questions about is, how do I mix up my pigments? So super easy. If you're going to mix up your pigments for blooms, do about 1/3 of your pouring medium in a cup. Saturate your pigments, let them break up. And I love Blick, Erica, so much. I wish you had one too. It's amazing. It's like my favorite art store. You mix up your pigments in about 1/3 of the pouring medium. Mix them up really, really good. And then add in the rest of your pouring medium. You don't have to wet them with varnish first. You can, but you don't have to. They're not that complicated. Just mix them. I saw somebody ask about using a retarder the other day. I think Saskia, you commented on that. But you don't have to do that. I don't even think you really need to do that with Pearl X and any other pigments. I can't speak for TLP, but I don't think you really need to do that. The most important thing when you're dealing with pigments is think of a small batch. You need to mix a small batch into your pouring medium, mix them up, mix them well, let them dissolve. When they dissolve, add in however much you want, and you're good. You just need to break them down first, that's all. So they're super easy to use. Yeah, I agree. If you just put them directly into your pouring medium, it's just super easy. So you can use Leslie's pouring medium. If you prefer to mix your own, like I like both. I'm used to how my pouring medium performs. So sometimes I mix them up in this, and then I didn't happen to have any pouring medium mixed up when I got them, and I couldn't wait to mix them. I was so excited. It was like 7 in the morning. And so I just mixed up the polypore that came with them. So I have some of them mixed up with pouring medium already. So I'm going to put you guys down. And hopefully you'll be able to see, because this tripod is taller than me. Y'all should see my dog. He has wedged himself here between me and the bar stool for some reason, and he's sleeping. Sorry, sweetie. Sorry. He's sleeping on the bar stool, so I'm not real sure why. He's needing attention today. So sorry in advance for the movement you're going to have for a second until I figure out the right height to get you guys down over this. And we're just going to show you the colors in my messy dog pool here. My little spinning thing. Okay. Sorry. You might be seeing my dishes in the drying rack. I feel like this is having you guys at my house, like I should have cleaned better or something. Okay. So this is going to have to go up a little bit higher, I think. We'll have to put you down this way. See my messy spinning pool? This is not a good angle. I don't know what the deal is with this today. Okay. The wonders of tripod trouble. Now I can't see any questions, so if I missed your questions, forgive me. This is really what I wanted to have my laptop for. Okay. Sorry, y'all. This tripod is like in the way. Woohoo. Okay. And I just realized like the lighting isn't great because I usually film with my flash on. Can you guys see this okay? This is their spinner. Y'all can see okay? Not too crazy? I might need to turn this light this way. technical difficulties. Okay, hopefully y'all can see okay. Feels like this lighting is crap. You're a good boy, Tuff. Can you go lay down? Good boy. Go lay down. Okay. All right, guys, sorry. Woo. Okay, y'all can see? Go lay down, sweetie. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Go lay down. You're a good boy. Thank you. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can put the light more directly where we are. Ah! Maybe better, maybe not. Maybe better. Lighting's okay? Okay. Hi, Colette, welcome. Okay. Too bad I can't, oh, I can turn my flash on. I feel like I'm like Facebook Live dumb. Look at that. Woohoo. Is the lighting better now? Okay. Maybe. Okay. Okay, y'all. So, sorry about my messy spinner, but that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go over the colors with you guys. Some of them I already have mixed up, and I hope I get all of the names right. My dog is literally just standing here. So this one is Georgia Peach. What's crazy is, so I knew these pigments were coming, but I didn't know what colors were coming. And I was like, Leslie needs a really good peach color. And then it was in here, and I didn't even tell her anything. But look at that, isn't it pretty? Ooh. And then I thought, we need like a brown color, like a taupe color. And then she brought this butter toffee color. And I was like, whoa, she's freaking me out by putting things in there, and I didn't even tell her what I was thinking. So this is how they kind of settle. I mixed this up, I haven't stirred it. So you gotta kind of wake them up a little bit, you see? So this is, I just mixed a small batch in the poly pour. So if I were to pour with this, all I would do is add some more pouring medium, and I'm good to go, right? So that's the butter toffee. I have some pouring medium over here too. And let's see. This one is Bellagio. It's like a teal, like cerulean blue almost. Hopefully you can see it. So pretty. I'm always a fan of blue, especially like a cobalt blue. Like boysenberry is one of my all-time favorite primary elements, which is only like 1,000 that I like a whole lot. This one is Crushed Velvet. So this is sort of similar to kind of the violet undertones that you have in Snapdragon, another favorite, and boysenberry. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's just very deep and very, very pretty. I just keep putting these everywhere. You should see my counter. Okay, so there's that one. This one is the Bells of Ireland. So this is another one I've only mixed a little bit into the poly pour. I haven't added more pouring medium, but it's so beautiful. It's like a greener version of the, I think the Lucky Apple that was in the Wildflower series. It's like not as neon, but very, very rich and beautiful green color. Just very beautiful. So there's that one. And this one is called Malachite. And, sorry, my popsicle stick is stuck, so I'm not going to use that one. So this one is like a deep, beautiful, like foresty, I don't know if like foresty green is the right. It's like the malachite, like the stone. I guess that's a better comparison than foresty. Foresty is kind of brown to me, but it's really, really pretty. See how pretty? And for those of you who are like traditional Christmas color artists with the red and the green, it would be really pretty. I'm not a red and green person myself, so that's why. Oh yeah, don't forget we have the contest in the group this month. We only have one entry, I think, so far. So since it was Christmas, I didn't want to create too many rules. Just post what you did with primary elements, and everybody votes on it, so you can only vote once, and the most liked picture is going to win. And you win Colourarte product credit, so that's never a bad thing. So this one is one of my favorites. It is the Apple Rose, I think that's the name, because the container's over there. It's gorgeous. It's like, yeah, Apple Rose. It's like the best magenta meets like a crimson color. You know how some magentas are too pink and some crimsons are too red? Well, this right here, woohoo, so pretty. My other, well, I have probably at least 3 favorites, probably more. The other one I like a whole lot in this one is the Laguna Azul. It's like a deep teal phthalo green type color is the best way I know how to describe it. It is really beautiful, and it is hard to get what it really looks like on camera. On camera, it either looks really green or really blue, but it's really beautiful. I think Erica used this one, and I think it was the 4th painting you did when you first started playing around with these. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it turned out great. So if you want to see it in action, check it out. And then we have Venetian Red, which is like this beautiful like crimson red. It sort of reminds me a little bit of Carmen, if you have that color, only it's a little bit richer. Hopefully you can see it. It's really beautiful. So those of you who are like traditional Christmas colors, there you go, right there. I'm not, but I love it. It's a beautiful color. It would look really pretty with this Marigold color, which I'm going to show you next. I was thinking it would look really cool if we did like a swipe or something with those, and maybe a light gold, maybe a, I don't know. I have all these random thoughts. So this is Marigold. It's like, I don't know, it's almost like a really pretty pumpkin color, but it's richer than that. Like a blood orange. I don't know, it's really gorgeous. I really hope you guys can see the color saturation of these. Super excited. I don't know what I'm gonna paint in the next couple weeks, but I have all of these mixed up like everywhere. So there's 2 more that are definitely favorites of mine. Bellagio. So I love blues. So this right here, having one that's semi-opaque like this is very beautiful, almost like the rich cobalt one if you have that one. But the fact that it's semi-opaque is going to be just a game changer. There's no way that you guys can see how beautiful it is. I feel like this light is like blinding y'all. Give us a little space, light. So anyway, super beautiful. So here's what I talked about. I have this mixed up with a little bit of polypore, right? All we have to do if we want to add to that, I have some of the pouring medium already mixed up right here. All we'd have to do is just add it in there. Ah! It's trying to take over. And then just mix it up. My pouring medium's a little thick, so pretty. Can't wait to see it. I think this color will look really beautiful with this color, in my humble opinion, and this color. Okay, so the other one that is just amazing is, if you're a fan of Wine and Roses and Venetian Red, which are two of my other favorite colors, this one is called Blissful Bordeaux, and it is an absolutely gorgeous color. Look at that. You can't make that stuff up. This one would look pretty with this color. They're like meant to be friends. So there we go. I don't know what we're gonna try in a minute, so I'm open to suggestions. And then the color that you would have gotten free if you did the pre-order by December 9th is Greek Isles, and it's a beautiful blue. So it's a great compliment. All right, so which ones do you guys want to do in a pour? I'm open to suggestions. I also have other stuff mixed up, mind you. Too many things to tell you, but throw out some ideas, and let's give it a shot. Because you know I'm going to end up picking the deep colors if you leave it up to me. Did I get them all? Did I go over all the colors? I think I did. No suggestions? Nope. Going once? All right. Well, let's give it a shot on... I think I'm going to just use a 6-inch tile, and we're going to, it's my party. Saskia said it's my party. I can paint whatever colors I want to. All right. Let's just hope. Saskia was here the last time when I was having not the greatest bloom day. So hopefully, I think it's because, for one, y'all couldn't see anything that I was doing. I don't know what was wrong with me that I didn't think that through, but the other thing is I'm pretty spoiled, and I've gotten really used to spinning and not blowing, and I'm not that great at it, I don't think. So let's see what we have mixed up. And some of these are not really diluted enough, so if I use them, I'm gonna have to dilute them. But I can do that while we're waiting for our pillow to come back to the center. So, we do get these questions quite a bit. Thank you, Saskia. I appreciate the vote of confidence. She said I'm going to nail it today. No pressure, right? So people ask why I put tape on here. I put tape so the tile doesn't go flying off. It doesn't always go flying off, but I've had it happen before. And if you really like it and it goes flying off, it's very hurtful. So, we're going to use a 6-inch tile just to see if we can see some action here. Let me get a stool because I'm kind of short and I can't sometimes reach certain spots. And I didn't even get my Yeeho out, so I hope that my little blower will get it done today. I have the little leaf blower because I was having some technical difficulties when I was setting this up. So for the pillow paint, I'm going to use this oopsie paint that I have. And I'm trying to see what other colors I already have mixed up over here. I have some teal zircon. Some of these might be a little thick though, so I have some autumn leaf. I know I have magenta around here somewhere because I just used it. We might have to bring some magenta in. Okay, so I'm gonna do kind of a messy bloom on purpose, hopefully. So this is, I use old like juice bottles and stuff sometimes to put my pillow in. So it's pretty worn out, you see. But it works because I do a small batch, and then typically I use Glidden Premium as my pillow. This is some Bare Oopsie paint, which has worked out really great. It's tint, you know, it's the stuff that people tint and they don't like it, so they bring it back. It's that. So typically you're going to want to cover about 1/3 of your surface. I always overdo the pillow paint, so maybe don't do what I do, but I really like this paint. I paid $9 for like the gallon. I always mix up a small batch and put a couple of drops of isopropyl alcohol, 91%. Stir it really well. It's going to evaporate anyway. And then you can let it sit for a little bit, and it helps pop your bubbles. So for those who don't use Glidden because it has too many bubbles, there you go. Crisis averted. So I'm going to use a little bit of golden Phthalo Turquoise. This is very similar in color to Amsterdam Greenish Blue, which I love both of them. This is the fluid, not the heavy body, so it's usually pretty ideal for, this is still a little thick, so we'll see. I'm just going to drizzle it. See, that's a little thick. So I mixed this up the other day. That's a little thick because it's not even running off my stick there. So I already have Polypore out, so I'm gonna thin it out. This is kind of what I was telling you guys is the struggle with the Bare. It is fantastic, but it is thick. And so sometimes you just kind of have to adjust. And I noticed I was going through my varnish like crazy because of it. So that's a little bit better. But we don't want it to be too thick because then it won't move. And it'll mess up our bloom. So let's do that one. And let's use a little bit of, you know what's kind of terrible is I can't figure out what some of these are because I put them down without their lids. So this is Bellagio. It's pretty delicious looking. What color cell activator? Should we do gold or white or black? I guess you probably can't weigh in until I tell you what we're going to put at the top, huh? Which I still don't know, so. And then let's do some apple rose, you know. It's just, it wants to be part of the fun. Now I'm making this messy on purpose. Some of you guys are probably like, hey, your circles are kind of off base. I kind of like it to be messy because then more of the color peeks through. Let's use some of this Bordeaux color. Blissful Bordeaux. Now we could use some regular primary elements in here. I have some mixed up, but I always use too many colors, so. And this beautiful color, Laguna Azul. Like, it's just beautiful. Now I want to put fluorescent magenta in here. So what color should I put right underneath it? Do you think I should do some more of the blue? Maybe? Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe a little bit more of this apple red too. Maybe I have too many colors already. Does this happen to you guys? Do you get gold CA? That's what I was thinking too, Saskia. Do y'all get like pigment ADD where you put them down and you like can't decide? Because that happens to me. And then I mix them all up and then I'm like, I can't use all this. I have to make a decision. Where did I put it? I just got out the magenta. Ha, it's over here. All right. Or do you think I should skip the magenta and just do the gold CA? Decisions. You think we should skip it? Or you get the ADD? I think it happens to all of us. Okay, we're gonna drizzle just a little. Just for a little pop. I love this color. Just a little pop. I think my gold CA is also a little thick based on my last little coaster situation. So we'll find out. Hopefully it doesn't all gather. So the gold CA is Golden's Bright Iridescent Gold, which is my favorite gold before Egyptian coin came out. So, sorry if you can hear my dog, she is making noises. See, typically you want your, I don't know if y'all can see this, you want your cell activator to, it kind of should look like cream in your, the way you scrape like full cream on the side and it like shows you the edge. You probably can't see that detail, but ideally you kind of want it to bounce off your stick and then bounce back. You can't see anything I'm doing, sorry about that. It should kind of bounce back up, like almost like elasticity. This one is a wee bit thick, so hopefully it still works out okay. That's a lot. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't use this little dude, this little mini blower, mine is very dirty, so don't judge me, but take the little black part off so you get more airway. And then the idea is you want to glide your CA over your paint, not down into your pillow. Now I let it sink too long, so okay. Oh, see, no bueno. I feel like I let it sink too long. Might actually need more of it. Hold on. Lately I've had like some significant blowing snafus, but oh well. We did not need more of it. See, no good. My paint's too thick. And so we've had some issues in a couple of places. This part right here is really beautiful. So a couple things went wrong there. We let it sit a little bit too long, so it started to sink. The paint is a little bit thick. So again, that's just a pouring medium ratio thing. But you can see where we blew it out right away. We have some really beautiful lacing. So I'm going to try to blow this out just to break it up. Really should have put my hair back, huh? What is great about the golden is it gives you some really cool lacing. The other thing that you can do if you're gonna do like kind of like a messy bloom like what we're doing here is you can put little dabs of cell activator in other places and blow them really quickly, and then you get kind of a spread out lacing effect. I would like to do that with some wood rounds. I just haven't had time to do it. I especially like the way that looks with either dark cell activator or gold cell activator against dark colors. So there are some places where the composition is going to suffer because of how I blew it out and because of the thickness of the paint. But I think because we used gold, it will still recover. There's going to be some places where you're going to notice what we did wrong, but it's pretty much moving. So let's spin it. The colors are really beautiful together. I just think the composition, which is operator error, is really the opportunity. I also probably should have considered using the Yeeho for this because of the size. So this is a 6-inch tile versus like a 4-inch tile. I don't really want it to look like petals, but that's what it's gonna look like. Ooh, but the colors. Now, the pillow paint, where I blew down into the pillow, that's not the pigment's fault, that's my fault. So that, we shouldn't normally see that. So we'll probably do another one before we finish and see if we can't do better. The colors are absolutely breathtaking. This one is going to become a paint skin. It's not going to fulfill its destiny and be resined. We're going to use it for something though. But I love the gold CA and I love the colors together. And the magenta adds like just a little pop without making it too bright. This whole pillow snafu though, not a fan. It's like it took something really pretty and just got in the way. I think we're gonna maybe just do these colors again. I don't know if I should just blow it with, wow. Like I don't want to keep wasting time on this one. I just want to try it again, but the light is also a little bit bright, so you guys probably can't see the depth of the color. I mean, these colors are magnificent, and I love the way the CA is picking up that Bordeaux color behind it. Oh, it's so cool. It's like making it almost like a wine gold color. Let's go again and try to get the blow right. I want to try different colors, but I really think that would look amazing if we got the blow right. Give me 2 seconds. Let me put this over here. This will probably become some sort of amazing looking pendant one day. Oh, look what I did, y'all. Good thing it's not going to become something else. I don't usually do that when I pick it up. I should use a spatula. Oh well, that one's going to become a paint skin anyway, so no biggie. That's why you practice on small things. Thank you, Saskia. I just ruined it though. But we're going to do it again. But this kills me. Look how pretty that is. I mean, I use that too, but it's so pretty. I need to do a video on using paint skins. Somebody asked me to, I don't remember what group it was. Somebody asked me to share what I did with paint skins from one of the pours, and I was like, oh, sure. It's sometimes more tedious than the pour, but it's better than wasting it. Okay, let's try this again. I don't even remember what order we did this in. I know that we put some golden phthalo down. And we slung it around there. Wiggle that out a little bit. Golden phthalo. You know it's going to look completely different now, because no one can duplicate things. let's see. And then we did some Bellagio. I'm actually going to use some of these colors in a pour for my stepdaughter for Christmas. My husband asked if I could do something small for her, and she likes blue a lot. So I did a painting for my husband a while back that I used black and blue, and I did a gold cell activator, and she loved it. And it had some of these type colors in it, the Phthalo Turquoise or the greenish blue, one of the two. And so when I was mixing these the other day, I was like, you know, some of these would be perfect for what I have in mind for her. So this is the Laguna Azul. I think I'll maybe throw some boysenberry in the mix for hers. And apple rose. I'm going to throw this one in here in a couple different layers. And Blissful Bordeaux. And then, you can tell I like that color, huh? I'm using way too much paint, by the way. That's okay. Nobody ever died from too much paint. A little more apple rose. Somebody asked me once, I noticed you use a lot more paint than anybody else. Why is that? I was like, operator error. I have no idea. I just do. Okay, now, here we go again. Gold, act fast. I also think maybe I should thin out my C8 like a tiny bit, like a drop of Floetrol. I use Australian Floetrol. People can make American Floetrol work. I haven't tried the glue thing. Erica has. It looks great. But I just like Australian Floetrol. It's just easier. Okay. Wish me luck. I feel like I forgot something. Oh well. Too flowery. I don't like how it's like a hand. Well, that did not go well. Okay, like I want to blow that out again, but I know better. I've done it before. So I'm going to break it up just a little bit. Golden paint's pretty good about breaking up on its own. So hopefully it will break up on its own, but I kind of want those to blow out a little bit better. I'm about to drag my hair in this paint. So let's see. I should just leave it alone. I don't like how this looks like a turkey hand. Like, you know how when you're a little kid and you draw turkeys over your fingers? I don't like how that looks like that on a bigger surface, but I need to chill and just let it come back to the center. I need to fix this, but my hair is about to get in the paint. So sorry if y'all see my head. Okay, I'm just gonna let it alone for one more second and then we'll spin it out. I really love these colors. I want to do a wood round with these colors. You know, my husband bought me some Lowly Veffy wood rounds last year for our anniversary, like a year ago. And I had to have them. And they're in the box still, because I don't want to waste them. I need to stop being like that. I'm like, what if I screw them up? Okay. It really needs to sit like one more second. I'm a hyper tilter spinner person. I want to do it all right now. All right. Some of my worst mistakes happen to pieces because I spin too soon, or I tilt too fast or too much. So, I don't know how well y'all can see. Much better composition this time. If I were to thin out my paint so they would be all the same consistency, we'd get even better results, but much better so far. Let's give it another spin. Ooh. I super love gold cell activator. Thank you, Saskia. Okay, so I want to spin it again, but I also don't want my cells to get too crazy. But there's still too much paint on there, so we have no choice. Here we go. Let the paint fly. Okay, now some people have also asked, how do you know when to stop spinning? When the paint doesn't move anymore, you really should stop, because you can overspin and you can mess up the lacing in the cells that you have. So while we did dip into the pillow, and you can see it up here, over here, it, I think, still works. And I like the lacing, and you can't tell because of this silly light is like right in the way, but there's some really beautiful lacing in the corners that go right over the color. So I kind of feel like we might tilt it or spin it one more tiny time and call it good. Let me know if you guys feel differently about that. There's still some color blocking in the corner, but I think it works. There are some bubbles right here that I'm going to pop with the toothpick. So what do y'all think? Bless you, Chloe. What do y'all think? Do you think that we're good? I think that we probably shouldn't spin it anymore. I really like the colors though, like a lot. I want to do this bubble is crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to fix that. I don't think y'all could see that, but that bubble on the side was crazy. So this is what I do. You see how I just created this weird pinhole? I also have this weird bubble hole over here. What I do when that happens is I either try to spin it one more time, or I take the end of the toothpick and I gently like roll it underneath and roll the paint over it. Sometimes it works, sometimes I screw it up worse than the pinhole. But usually it gets a little bit of the paint on the top and just kind of blends it together. And that actually worked pretty well because we were still able to spin it a little bit. I think we might still have a little bit too much paint. Actually, I think it's on the spinner, not the... I don't know why this is giving me so many bubbles today. This is such a weirdo. But anyway, thank you, Erica. I love Gold CA. You're probably the first one that I ever saw use this color, and I went out and bought it. I was like, that color is amazing. You know what I would love to see? I haven't tried it yet. I would love to see if the Prism Pour works as a CA. Never tried it. Might be great. Might not. I'll let y'all know if I ever try it. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I kind of wanted to do something with a black pillow, but I know we've already gone a little bit long, so I don't know if we should try to do that today. But hopefully this was a helpful demonstration of how beautiful the colors are. Again, the house code. Oh my gosh, I forgot to write down what the house code is. There is a house code of 20% off on the Colourarte website if you order anything It was Hot Orchid and Leslie just changed it. It is, I will post it in the group. Actually, it's posted in the group. It's posted in the Putting on the Glitz clip. So if you order, don't forget to use a coupon. And other than that, we are certainly trying to grow our engagement in the group, and hopefully lives and sharing how everybody's using their products will really help. If you use resin, there is a resin group for Colourarte as well. And then we have the 2 Colourarte groups. And then don't forget the Instagram I told you guys about. I also posted in the group, so drop your Instagram too, so other people can follow you too. And then we are going to be running a contest on Instagram. We're just trying to figure out the logistics of it. Because with Instagram, you can't like share a post. You have to maybe share a picture and give the artist credit, but it has to be like a still shot. So if I post a video, I can't go and share the video on our feed. So we're wanting to make sure we're giving other artists credit that are using Colourarte in their blooms and sharing their beautiful work. So Erica, I shared yours earlier, and I'll keep sharing YouTube things and all of that stuff. But definitely share your blooms with us. Hashtag us. Don't forget Colourarte Blooms. Hashtag us on Instagram. And if you don't have an Instagram, you can send me your picture and I'll share it on the Instagram and just say that you were the artist. That's fine too. But keep sharing your posts, and we love when you guys share your artwork. We don't mind at all if you share your YouTube videos. The only thing that we ask in the group is that you share how you did things. You know, we're not super territorial about that. We don't mind if you use a combination of other people's things and color art in your pours. We still like to see what you do. And I think it gives great inspiration for other people who get pigment ADD like I do, and they open all these beautiful things and they're like, what am I gonna make? So I think it helps when people share how they use certain things together, because there's some colors I probably would have never thought to try together unless I saw someone else use them. So I hope that live events like this are super helpful for you guys. I know today we had some challenges because other people want to share within their groups, like Erica shared the event in her group. But because this is a group live, it doesn't allow us to make the invite public. So I think next time, if you guys are cool with it, I think when we go live, I'll go live on Facebook and just create the invite on, I'll go live on YouTube and create the invite on Facebook and just post the live to YouTube in the invite, because I don't think you have to be subscribed and all that. I just wanted to make it not difficult for anybody. So I think that's better than Zoom. I think Zoom has its place, but I think Zoom excludes some people who are not comfortable using Zoom. Some people just want to be able to click on a link and kind of hang out. Plus, whatever we share in a live, if we put it on YouTube, if somebody wants to refer back to it, they can easily save it to one of their playlists or whatever and do that. So I think that's what we'll do. I was a little hesitant at first because I wanted to make it simple, but I think that might actually be easier for sharing purposes, because then I can create an event on YouTube that is shareable, and that'll be a little bit easier. So still a work in progress, but at least we put the camera down this time compared to the last time. So do you guys have any final thoughts or questions before we wrap up for today? If not, I will try to go live between now and Christmas, and even if it's just to do a pour with you guys. So if you think of questions that we could address, let us know. I try to answer them as often as they come up, but I like to have them covered in lives, because then I can always refer people back to a playback. But I super appreciate everyone's support, and Saskia and Erica, thank you so much, of course, for joining and being so supportive. And I learned a ton from you guys. So you guys are amazing. And so yeah, if I don't talk to you guys between now and then, which I'm sure I will, Merry Christmas, and thank you for joining. And for all of you guys that are watching the replay, let us know how helpful this was. Let us know what you'd like to see in future lives, and what questions you continue to have. And we appreciate you guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful holiday season and that you're not working too hard trying to keep up with everybody's art requests. And hopefully today was fun for y'all. So I appreciate it, guys. Have a great day. Look how dirty my hands are. Oh, gross. Thanks, Erica. Thanks, Saskia. Bye, guys.